Lohengrin, and the story of Lohengrin is one of the lesser-known tales from the Arthurian legends. And a little-known fact about this piece, usually this piece is sung when the bride walks in, or played when the bride walks in. In the case of the opera, she's already married, it's what they sing on the way out. So that's kind of interesting. Now it's Mendelssohn, which is from A Midsummer Night's Dream, yeah? Isn't that true? Factoids. Okay, so Wagner is a very, very important composer in the Pacific Northwest. Wagner was the guy who wrote that last song. German composer who wrote a very fabulous work called Der Ring des Nibelungen, commonly known as the Ring Cycle. It's 20 hours long. And yeah, it's really long. And you watch it over 4 days. And it's done as a festival. And this summer they're doing it at the Seattle Opera. It's great. It's got like dragons and giants and dwarves, and it tells the story of the Norse gods and goddesses. So Thor, Loga, all of those people. Brunhilde, that's the one with the horns. And the saying, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, refers to this opera. Because she sings in the end and it's 20 hours long, you know, so it's fun. So anyhow, that was our German. All right, and now we move to France, and French is our other opera language, a very important language, and probably the most famous of the French operas is by Georges Bizet. It's called Carmen. It takes place in Spain, so here we are in Spain speaking French. But of course it's about the beautiful gypsy woman Carmen, who's what we call a vamp. You know, she takes men, she chews them up, she spits them out, yeah? She takes them for all they're worth, and then leaves them at the curb. She's great. You love to hate her. She dies in the end too, by the way. She kind of gets her just desserts. Anyway, here to play the vamp in a tune I know you know is Mackenzie Butler. Come on down.
Say
in music, in opera actually. So this is right up my alley. Do we want to Okay, so another song from Carmen. This is commonly known as the Toreador song, Votre Toast. We have the character Escamillo. Escamillo, the part I'm going to be singing for you tonight, is a bullfighter, okay? I'll never do that my whole life, so this is as close as I'm going to come, except for like the big shiny outfits they wear, kind of like that. Anyway, he's like the talk of the town. Everybody loves him, including Carmen. Okay, Carmen's already got a boyfriend, but the minute she sees Escamillo, again, love him and leave him. Up, Escamillo, you're up, okay? Now, here's the thing. When you're being educated as an opera singer, okay, I'm 31 years old, and I'm just now coming to the point where if I was going to make a career of opera, I would be reaching the point where they could really hire me to do things. It takes a long time to develop an opera singer. You know, it's the powerlifting. So a girl is sooner, it's like 25 or so. You know, you have a lot of language you gotta learn, a lot of repertoire, and you gotta build these muscles in there. My voice is the best it's ever been, and I think it's because of my age, quite frankly. Now, not to self-deprecate, but I would never be cast in this part. I'm about 7 feet too short to play the part. And while my voice is big for musical theater, when it might be an okay size in a small house like this, I have a tiny opera voice. I'm what we call a light lyric baritone. For this role, you need a full lyric baritone. Okay, and usually it's big, tall guys who are like very masculine, and they really, really sing it. So I'm going to give it my best. I think it's pretty good, quite frankly. You'll recognize the tune right away when it comes to the chorus, so please enjoy the Toreador song. All right. We have one more strict operatic song for you. We had Verdi, we had Puccini, we had Wagner, we had Bizet. These are all the most important operatic composers. We have one that's missing. Not too far, you guys. Find the titles up in that box. His name is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Mozart. You gotta have Mozart. Mozart's operas were just absolutely divine. You all heard that? Maybe. That's the Marriage of Figaro, Le Nozze di Figaro. All right, very, very famous things came from Mozart. Everybody say with me, Mozart. Mozart. Not Mozart, no. It's Mozart, okay? I know it's a Z, but pizza is also spelled with Z's, and you don't say pizza, okay? It's Mozart. So the next time you're at the party, say Mozart, please, for me. Anyway, this song we're going to do is affectionately known as the Così Trio, and it's from an opera called Così fan tutte. Roughly translated means women are all like that. And by that they mean like lying cheaters. I didn't write it. Okay, I didn't write it. Here's what happens in this. You have to think this is like 18th century, so 1750 or so, right? Okay, so here's the setup for the opera. You have these two couples, young couples, all right? And the two guys are having a conversation with this old guy who thinks he knows everything. And they're like, our girlfriends are the best. They would never cheat on us. They're going to love us till the end. And the old man's like, okay. Care to make it interesting? So he says, let's do a bet. I bet that I can get your girlfriends to cheat on you. And they're like, it's on, okay? He says, but you have to follow my little plan. So what he does is he says, all right, I'm going to put you two in costume so that they can't recognize you, and then we're going to switch. You're going to try to go after the other one's girlfriend, and you're going to try to, but they're not going to know you're either one, right? In this case, he turns them into Albanians, like with turbans and the whole 9 yards. It's kind of offensive. Anyway, what ends up happening is they end up falling in love with the other one's girlfriend, which puts them in this weird position. They're like, well, they cheated on us, but we kind of don't care. Because we kind of like the other one better. So the old man wins the bet, but at the same time they're happier, and of course everyone, it's a Mozart opera, so it all ends with a happy ending. Oh, no one dies in this one, by the way. Everyone lives. So I've never quite known what to make of Così fan tutte. There is one thing for sure, the music is absolutely gorgeous. And the piece that we're going to play for you is just when the girls have been told by their boyfriends, oh, we're leaving you because we're going off to war. Right? Really, they're just going to get in costume. So they fake like they're getting on this boat to go off to war. And of course, the girls are very sad that their boyfriends are leaving. They could die. And so they sing this very, very beautiful prayer, which basically says, we pray for calm winds, a calm sea, a benign sea, so that you arrive safely at your destination. Of course, they don't know they're being duped all along, but the music is gorgeous anyway. Here is the trio from Così fan tutte by Mozart. Mozart. more song to perform for you. All right, this year I was so excited to take just about all of these kids down to the Seattle Opera. Figured, well, they should probably see the real thing live. So we took them down to Marion Oliver McLeod Hall, and we saw Puccini, Prince of Italian Opera. We saw his La Boheme, probably the most beloved of all the operas there are. If you were going to see an opera, La Boheme is just about the best first one to see, so I was so thrilled that these kids got to see it. And I think unanimously they really, really enjoyed it, and I think they were shocked at just how entertained they were by it. This last song we're going to sing is called Seasons of Love, and it's from a rock opera called Rent. And the story of Rent is based off of La Boheme. So La Boheme is set in 1830s Paris, whereas Rent is set in 1980s New York. But same characters, same idea of love amidst disease in a turmoiled time. The tragedy of this musical and this beautiful, beautiful song is that the composer, Jonathan Larson, literally opening night of his musical Rent, he died. He died hours before the curtain went up on a rare, hard, out-of-nowhere hard thing. So his friendly ghost is always with us as you hear this music. He really hits the nail on the head. He talks about how do we count our lives, how do we measure a year in cups of coffee, in daylights and sunsets, and finally he says, how about love? It's a really beautiful lyric, and we have all these kids singing it. Thank you for coming tonight, and enjoy our last song.